Tonight, I'm going to beg you to help me with one of the most important projects I've ever embarked upon. Please do watch this video, but more importantly, please send it to your friends. The reason is because what I'm about to tell you relates to the defence, security, protection and future of the United Kingdom. I guarantee you it's the most important video, not that you've watched today, but you've watched this year. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to tell you to forward this video. I am shocked at what I have seen, and I can't believe what I'm about to tell you. I have been a loyal Conservative for many years. I was vice chairman of the Young Conservatives. It had a different name at the time, and I've had many, many positions within the Conservative Party. None of the people that have harmed this country are the people that I like or the people that like me within the Conservative Party. But something has happened at Conservative campaign headquarters, which, by the way, is a den of sin and vipers, bad people. What they are doing now is they are running a dirty tricks campaign in order to defend themselves because they believe that's the only way back to power. You have to stop them. I'm going to put a link in the description for how you can donate money to this campaign. I'm also going to put a link in the description as to how you can contact your local Conservative Member of Parliament. Do it. First of all, I'm going to tell you a shocking fact. Tommy Robinson has never applied to be a member of Reform. That whole argument between him and Farage was manufactured. He never applied for membership. Farage was under the impression that he did, and the two of them ended up arguing. Dirty tricks. Rupert Lowe is a nice guy, and I personally like him, but he is polling at 4% in the approval ratings. The media is full and brimming over with people saying that Rupert Lowe is better than Nigel Farage, and they only started saying that because they'd given up saying it about Richard Tice. There is a strategy now, which is this: make Farage look incompetent and tell the people around him that they are better. Say to Tice, come on, listen, Richard, I know you like Nigel, but come on, you're the real man. You're the guy to run it. Now, Tice hasn't listened. Rupert Lowe is a good bloke, but he's dead wrong on what he's done. He has drunk the Kool-Aid. He has listened to what they've said. Now, I am telling you right now that the only option for Conservative governance in this country is Nigel Farage. I'm not telling you this man is perfect. I'm not telling you he's never made a mistake. I'm not telling you that he is the details man. I'm not saying any of those things. What I'm saying to you is that is what we've got. And the Conservative Party now, rather than actually doing their duty, standing for good policy, defending the country, trying to rebuild and apologise to all those brilliant members of Parliament that they let down with that dreadful campaign at the last election. Rather than doing that, they think the route to power is to toxify Nigel Farage. Well, I've got a message for every Conservative watching this. You're wasting your time. I will tell you that all of the people that were thrown out at the last election were all the good guys. The people that destroyed the Conservative Party, they're still sitting there in CCHQ on their pensions. Do you know something? I was talking to a very senior Conservative the other day. And you know what she said to me? She said, one day they'll stick me in the House of Lords. I said, you're dreaming. I said, let me tell you something. I could copy and paste the names of the last 100 nominees the Conservative Party put into the House of Lords. You have a better CV than all of them. But you're never going to get there because your job is to shine up the reputation of these charlatans in Conservative campaign headquarters so they can put their wankers into positions of power and destroy the country for profit. I cannot allow this in all good conscience to continue. The Conservative Party are wasting your time. CCHQ needs to be eliminated, right? You need to throw them all out. I've complained about Alan Mabbott. Do you know something? I'd give him the death penalty for what he's done to this country, but nobody cares. Greg Hands, the chairman of the Conservative Party, you know, I did a subject access request and read what Greg Hands said about me. Having read it, I thought he was an even bigger tosspot than I thought he was before. It was juvenile. He had no idea what he was doing. No grasp of any issue. He was slagging me off. He didn't even know what he was on about. What the Conservative Party are going to do now is completely ignore Keir Starmer, and they're going to go for Nigel Farage. They're going to divide up Reform. They're going to tie Nigel Farage to every mistake Donald Trump's ever made. They're going to say he's in the pay of Vladimir Putin. They're going to tell every single Reform MP and every single person that wants to be a Reform MP that they're the next Prime Minister and Farage is a liability. And when they do that, the only thing they will achieve is not government. What they will achieve is keeping Keir Starmer in power. I'm sorry that Kemi Badenoch's dreadful. I'm sorry that the Conservative campaign last time was appalling. I'm sorry that every single decent and sensible Conservative has either been marginalised or thrown out by the people that took over CCHQ. I'm truly sorry about that, and it took a lot for me to leave. But there is now an issue of national security. Keir Starmer is dangerously incompetent, and his best friend is Kemi Badenoch. Because I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The big sin of Conservative campaign headquarters is not that they're stupid. It's not they're selfish. It's not that they're on the take. It's not that they're corrupt. The big problem is they don't want to win the election. That's not the business model. They want to be the predominant brand in conservatism. They don't care if Keir Starmer wins. They care about Nigel Farage. Rupert Lowe has done many great things in his life, but listening to that was a mistake. Now, you can say to me all day, oh, Rupert Lowe's a good bloke. Well, hang on a second. Who is the person likely to beat Keir Starmer? Right? It's Nigel Farage, and he's just had the week from hell. You might not like him. You might not think he's that good, but look at what's happening. Tice got talked up. Rupert Lowe got talked up. Farage now blamed for everything that Vladimir Putin's ever done. This dirty tricks campaign will not put Kemi Badenoch into Downing Street. But I'll tell you something, it may well prevent Nigel Farage from getting into Downing Street. And I don't know how much longer this country can cope with the socialism that has come about. You know, police knocking on your door for saying honest things on Twitter, telling your children that they should amputate their genitals and wear a frock. You know, destroying this country's military, kicking in the traditional values of this country, destroying the working class, flooding our country with the worst people from the third world. How much more can we take? Now, I am going to say to you, if you are a Conservative Party member or supporter, I did my best. I begged the Conservative Party to listen. They are not going to do it. What they are going to do now is they are going to put what little credibility they've got left, and they haven't got much, all on the line to destroy Nigel Farage. Because what they think in their deluded, corrupt mindset is that if we're awful, at least we'll be the only one in the Conservative market. We don't mind being dreadful as long as Farage is more screwed than us. Get a grip. I'm going to say this to Kemi Badenoch. I'm going to say this to Greg Hands. I'm going to say this to the chairman of the Conservative Party and the 120 desperate MPs. You are the biggest enemy of conservatism in this country. You are the principal roadblock to Conservative governance in this country. If you are a decent, honest and honourable Conservative, you would step out the way. And I'll tell you what I wanted to do. I wanted to eliminate CCHQ, to get rid of these people, these bad people. Alan Mabber is an animal who should have been destroyed years ago. You are not going to do it. So now, if you donate money to the Conservative Party, bear in mind one thing, you are donating to Keir Starmer. The only thing their campaign is focused on now is preventing Nigel Farage. I want you to contact your local Conservative association, contact your local Conservative Member of Parliament and tell them to stop the dirty tricks campaign. Also, I'm going to put my PayPal down below and I'm going to ask you to do this. You just send a donation and send me your email, and I'm going to send you an email back and I'm going to explain to you how I use the money in order to support and defend Conservatives in this country. Now, it might be, a taxi ride for a young person who needs to get on a campaign. It might be a donation for leaflets. It might be, a pay-as-you-go mobile phone so someone can telephone canvass for our causes. You send me the money and I'm going to tell you what we did with it. But I beg you, if you do nothing, please forward this to your Conservative friends. And please stop donating to the Conservative Party. Giving money and support and votes to the Conservative Party is like concluding that the solution to a crack addict's problem is to buy them crack. Until next time, goodbye.